10 simple ways to increase your child's IQ. 10 simple ways to increase your child's IQ. Did you know your child's IQ is not fixed? It is not. It is influenced, it is shaped by what happens in your home every single day. So don't think that a child's IQ um, is a bond with something. No, no. A child's IQ is influenced by what happens in the home. So your child's level of IQ right now is determined by what is happening in your home right away. So join me today as I explore 10 simple ways to increase your child's IQ. 10 simple ways to increase your child's IQ. Simple habits like what your child eats, how your child plays, how you talk to your child can either build neural connection or slowly weaken neural connections. I hope you are with me. If you are here with me tonight, let me hear you say hi, coach, in the comment section, in the chat box. Go to the chat box and say hi to me. I want to hear from you. So, simple habits, simple everyday habits, like what you feed your child with, how the kind of play you allow your child, the kind of home you set up for your child, how you engage your child in conversation can either build your child's neural connection or slowly weakens the neural connection. And here is the truth that most of us don't even know. Yes, as parents, most of us are not intentionally lowering our child's intelligence quotients. No, we are not intentionally doing it. Unknowingly, it happens through day to day activities, day to day interaction with our children, day to day habits, parenting habits that we, you know, expose our children to. So today, I'm going to show you 10 powerful, trust me, 10 powerful science-backed ways, science-backed and field-tested ways that you can use to increase your child's IQ using things that you already have at home. Not You're not buying new things, you're not doing it's not actually new activities. It's just restructuring what is already happening in your home, what you're already doing in your home. Most times we think for us to do better in our parenting, we need more money, we need more time, we need, extra energy and all of that. While I agree that money is a thing in parenting, but most times we need lesser than we expect that we need. So today, I am going to show you 10 simple but powerful ways that you can increase your child's IQ. Your child's IQ. Having spent time studying child development, brain science, neuroscience, and working with parents and children as my specialization, I've seen children, go from struggling learners to highly confident thinkers simply because their parents changed their environment, not necessarily by doing something big. Some of the things I'm going to share with you today are what the parents fixed, and the child moved from being a struggling learner. That's why I disagree with parents when they complain, my child is a dullard, my child is not doing well academically, my child is a slow learner, and all of that. No, there's nothing wrong with any child. God is a perfect God, and He created every child perfectly. The Bible says that God saw that everything He created were good. Everything, including your child. Sometimes when people compliment our children, oh, you are so lucky. Oh, your children are doing this. Oh, your children are good children, all of that. I just smile. Yes, our children are good children, likewise yours, because it is God that created all our children. And God is a perfect God. He created them uniquely. Hmm? He created them. So if your child is struggling, whether academically, with any skills or anything, except it has been proven clinically, except that child has been diagnosed by a medical practitioner, oftentimes this struggling of a thing is influenced by the environment that we, the parents, set up for our children unknowingly to us. So, by the end of today's class, you will not only understand how intelligence develops, you will not just understand how intelligence quotient, intelligence quotient, you will not just understand how it develops. You will walk away with practical tools that you can start using right now. Trust me, if you have been attending my classes, you will know that this is not a new thing. This is what I do. It seems my network is not clear enough. Let me try and switch my network as I'm watching from another device here. It seems the network is not clear enough. Let me try. Please let me know if you are hearing me audibly, or if you are seeing me clearly, let me know. Maybe it's from my end. All right. All right. So by the end of today's class, I will equip you. You walk away from this class. Trust me now. I don't just break the table. I break it and I replace it with another, strategies that can help you. So I'm going to equip you with practical tools that you can start using right now. Yes, right now. I try as much as possible to make my models, my framework so simple for anybody, for just anybody to use. So you will leave here with that tool. But before I go into those tools, let's first understand what IQ really means. Intelligence quotient. When I say IQ, I mean intelligence quotient. Intelligence quotient. So let's talk about what it means. Let's correct some misconception. There are so many misconceptions that we grow up with, and over the years, these misconceptions have been passed from one generation to the other generation, from one generation to the other generation. And because we have not been raised to be able to question systems, we just grow up and we continue with what we are doing without checking the systems, without questioning the systems, without trying to know whether this thing is actually working or not. All right. We were not raised to be able to we were not raised to be able, sorry about that. We were not raised to be able to question system, to analyze whether these things are working or they are not. So first of all, we need to address that. We need to correct a common misconception. We think that IQ is just about academics. Yes, we think it's just about academics. So a child that is thriving academically, a child who is scoring A in almost all the subjects, we just assume that, oh, this child's intelligence quotient is very high. This is one of the misconceptions we have about intelligent quotient. Intelligence quotient includes processing speed, working memory, verbal comprehension, problem solving abilities, cognitive flexibility. Can you see now that IQ goes beyond, thriving academically? A child can be doing well academically, yet the child IQ will still not, be doing well. Mm? So the brain develops through neuroplasticity, the ability to form and strengthen neural connections based on experience. And this is why I said it in my introduction, that a child's IQ is not fixed. It's not fixed. The child's IQ, a child. Okay. So that's why I said, sorry about that. That's why I said a child's IQ is not fixed. It can be nurtured, it can be influenced by the kind of environment that we set up for our child. So what does this mean? This translates to this fact that your child's repeated experiences becomes how your child's brain is wired. Your child's repeated experiences becomes how your child's brain is wired. So when I keep emphasizing that you need to set up your home in a way that will empower your child to grow healthy, to have healthy experience, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. All right. So what your child is exposed to, your child daily experiences, repeated experiences becomes how your child's brain is wired, which invariably determines how healthy, how high your child IQ will function, will perform. All right, so let's go into those 10 powerful, uh, simple ways to increase your child's IQ. The first one I want to talk about is encourage daily reading. Encourage daily reading. The scientific insight about this is that reading activities multiply brain regions simultaneously. Language processing, memory systems, imagination networks. So when you encourage your child to read daily, it doesn't have to be for long hours. I keep saying this. All these things that I ask you to do, that I teach, you don't need 1 hour. You don't need 2 hours. Sometimes some activities, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes is okay. What is important is consistency. 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 You just have to be consistent about it. Consistency beats complexity, honestly. Consistency beats complexity. If you are consistent, 5 minutes of daily intentional activity is better than 1 hour of that activity once a month. So if you are able to dedicate just 5 minutes, like reading, you read to your child maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes a day, and you do it consistently. I said it last week in the class. We have been doing this for almost 5 years, if not more than. We read to our children almost every day. That's what we do during our connection moments in the night as a family. So reading activity, what the brain regions simultaneously, it improves language processing. When you read to your child will be able to understand language beyond your child's age. It will improve memory systems. Imagination networks. I love this. Sometimes when our children are analyzing things, I will be wondering, or sometimes when they read something, or just as simple as Bible story that I've been taught as a child, that I've read over and over again. Sometimes when these children are analyzing the story, I just sometimes I'm lost. I'm like, wow, I don't understand it like this. Why? Because we have been doing this consistently over the years. So it has worked on their imagination networks. They can think outside what they are being taught, what they have read. So I have a case study of a 6-year-old with low vocabulary. Mm. So this child began a 20 minutes nightly reading routine with the parents. So the parents made it a point of duty, and I'm also encouraging you. If you haven't started that, I'm challenging you tonight to start. It's not hard to achieve. We have been doing it for more than 5 years or so. It's, it's something you also as parents will enjoy. So the parents started just 20 minutes nightly reading routine. And within 3 months, the vocabulary expanded significantly. Attention span increased. So if your child is struggling with attention span, reading is one of the things that you can use, one of the activities that you can use to boost your child's attention span. Then school comprehension improved. You are underestimating the power of reading. If there's anything you need to give to your child, any skill that you need to imbibe in your child from a tender age, is reading skill. Reading. Reading is very important. Our baby, our son, is 3 years going on 4 years. He reads on its own. What do I mean? He can't even pronounce two-letter words now. But several times, I've seen him severally, that he will pick book and he will sit with full concentration, focused on the book, and he will be gazing at the book. Sometimes when I call, Elion say, Mommy, excuse me, I'm reading. And I'll be like, wow, you are reading. Reading what? I was surprised one night around about 12. I woke up, I just went into their room to check him, and I met him. He was 3 years there. He was going on 3. And I met him reading with a book, looking at the book as if he understands what is written in the book. He was able to do that because we have been reading to him as a baby. Yes, we started reading to him as a baby. So this is what reading consistently to your child, this is what it will do. This is how it will help your child. So what are the practical implementation? Bedtime reading ritual. Please, this is not negotiable. If you are raising children at this time, this is not negotiable. If you have not started, start now. Start now, now. You are late already. Audio books during car rides, when you are in the car, you are going somewhere as a family, put on audiobooks instead of all those noisy music that you play in the car. Put on audiobooks. Let your child be listening to books. I do say this whenever I'm talking to teenagers. Most times I love to present book as gifts, for teenagers and for children, to encourage them to read. And I do tell them this, that a gift of a book is an access to the author's mind. Let me say this again. A gift of a book is an access to the author's mind. Meaning that if you have a book, I'm an author. I've written 8 books. I'm currently writing the number 9. Most of you have not met me, and most of you may not even meet me one-on-one. It's possible. But when you read my book, you have access to my mind. What is going on in my mind? Because of course, I put down what is going on in my mind. So when you give a child a book or you read to a child, you are giving that child access to the author's mind, meaning that your child will tap from what is within the author. So let your child choose books. Autonomy increases engagement. Last week, I think Saturday, just last week Saturday, We gifted our daughter 10 books. 10 books. And she was still asking me this evening, Mommy, I finished reading this. Which one should I read next? I said, choose. Is your book. You have the right to choose any one of the books. So let your child choose book, because autonomy increase engagement. Reading aloud exposes children to vocabulary far beyond conventional language. It's good if your child can read, but you reading to your child will also expose your child to vocabulary far beyond conversational language. Again, I challenge you. If you have not started reading to your child, start now. You can start with 5 minutes reading, increase it with time, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, as your time permits. Most times, even when we are done reading, our children will still be crying, Mommy, please read. Daddy, can you read one more for us? We are enjoying the reading, because we have been able to do this, for quite a long time, and they are used to it. So the second one is nutrition that builds the brain. We are talking about 10 simple ways to increase your child's intelligence quotient. Number two, I talked about reading, exposing your child to reading, reading to your child. So number two is nutrition that builds the brain, not just nutrition. Parenting requires intentionality. Honestly, it requires intentionality. The brain consumes about 20% of the body's energy. Yes. Yes, ma. Dikin Kaka, thank you for joining me. Yes, ma. Autonomy increases participation. It increases engagement. When you allow your child, when you give your child autonomy, you allow your child to make age appropriate decision, your child will participate. Your child's participation engagement will be high compared to you choosing to your child for your child. For instance, I made an example of our daughter. She was asking me, we bought 10 books, 10 different books for her. And she was asking me, which one should I read? I said, choose. I may choose one for her. And maybe when she's reading, she just get bored or something, or something like that. But when she chooses by herself, the engagement will increase. So autonomy increases engagement. It increases participation. To allow your child to choose books. So try as much as possible to make books available. There's something you should invest in for your child. It's books, not iPad, not screen. You see all these cartoons, all this cocoa melon, all these overstimulating films you expose your children to. It is damaging their IQ. It is damaging their IQ. Last week, I talked about habits that are lowering our children's IQ, and screen is one of them. Those of you that will put your children on screen so that your children will stop disturbing you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Autonomy increases engagement and participation. Yes, sir. So you put your children on screen so that your children will not disturb you. You want your children to watch TV and be okay. You are affecting your child's IQ. You are damaging your child's intelligence quotient. Get your child a book. Let your child book. You can make your child to travel around the world without living where your child is. Let's move on to the next point. Thank you, Dikin Kaka. Thank you for always joining me. So the next thing I'm talking about is nutrition that builds brain. And I said that the brain consumes about 20% of the whole body's energy, meaning that you need to be intentional about what you feed your child. The critical nutrient that children need are omega-3 fatty acids. And what this does is that it builds neural connectivity. Then choline is gotten from eggs. It helps memory development. Memory development. My husband will say, the eggs that these children are eating, as young as they are, if they calculate all the eggs that I've eaten since I was born, it's not up to the half of the eggs that they have eaten. All right? Because we understand that they need food that builds memory. It's good, to pray for our children to be intelligent. But prayer alone doesn't do it. We have to be intentional. We have to be intentional. Then we need antioxidants. These are gotten from berries, blueberries, blackberries. These protect the brain cells. It protects the brain cells. So instead of all this juice, bobo, sweet, chewing gum, all these sugary bottled drinks that we give to our children. Sorry if I call any product. This is not to to talk down on any product. All this sugary food, excessive consumption is bad for our children. It's not only bad for their health, it is bad for their brain. It is affecting their intelligence quotient. Intelligence quotient. So instead of all these sugary snacks, replace it with nuts, with fruits, with eggs, with vegetables. Sometimes we don't give snacks to our children. We don't give all these packed carbonated drinks. We don't give to our children. As a matter of fact, we made it intentional that at least once a week our children goes to school. Our children go to school with fruits and vegetables at their snacks. It is very, very important. If you want to raise children with high intelligence quotient, you need to put you need to put all these things into practice. Within weeks, you will notice the difference. Yes, if you watch what you give to your children, you will notice improved concentration. Some of you that will complain, my child is hyperactive, my child is this, my child is. If you watch it, you are likely to be giving your children sugary food, sugary snacks. Make snacks at home, healthy snacks. Make it at home by yourself. So if you feed your children, if you replace sugary food, sugary snacks, and all of that with healthy food, with nuts, with vegetables, with fruits, with healthy snacks, it will reduce hyperactivity. Yes. So what is the practical strategy to achieve this smart snack system? I call it smart snack system. Make some snacks at home. Let me chip in something little here. Do you know that one of the things that can help build a child's IQ is cooking? Yes. In one of the sessions, we'll talk about activities that you can use to help your child, to boost your child confidence and all of that. Cooking is one of them. Cooking is more than putting the pots on the fire and all of that. As a matter of fact, if you want your child to be good in mathematics, introduce your child to cooking early. Yes, I said so. You can quote me anywhere. Don't let me digress. I'm taking you to another level. Let's move on. So make healthy snacks at home with your children. Reduce processed sugar. It is linked to cognitive fluctuation. Reduce excess sugar. Replace sugar with dates, with honey. Yes, if your child is above 1 year, a child below 1 year shouldn't take honey, please. If your child is above 1 year, use honey as sweetener. Dates. For the first 6 months of our children, what am I even saying? For 6 months, our children, they don't take anything. It's only breast milk. No water, no food, no canned food. All this canned food that people buy, I don't even know how much they buy, because I bought one milk, one pick milk, 1, 2, 3 pick milk. We bought one for our daughter, and our daughter refused to take it. So I and my husband we licked the milk. So we made homemade food for the first 6 months. No water, no canned food, nothing. 100% breast milk, and from 6 months, homemade food. Homemade food. I used dates. I made date syrup for our children, and to the glory of God, they are doing very well. So even mild dehydration reduces cognitive performance in children. Give your children food that will hydrate them, drinks that will hydrate them, fresh juice, and all of that. Number 3, we are talking about 10 simple ways to increase your child's IQ, to increase your child's intelligence quotient. Limit screen time strategically. Screen time. When I see children with screen, I feel like that child is holding gun. Yes, I feel so uncomfortable. See children exposed to screen, uncontrolled. We set up something on our children's phone. They can't use their phone more than 2 hours, and only on weekends, only on Friday, on Saturday. Yes, only on Saturday, except Sunday. Our daughter normally have a class on Sunday, except they're having classes. But I want to watch TV, I want to learn something. You can't spend more than 2 hours. And sometimes, before the 2 hours, you will hear me say, how long do you want to use screen? They will say, mommy, but this phone will go off when it's 2 hours now. It's not up to 2 hours. That's why the phone is still on. That is how uncomfortable I feel seeing children, especially when they don't have something meaningful doing on screen. Reduce screen, limit screen time. Limit screen time. Limit screen time. In one of the sessions again, I will talk about screen, only screen, the effect of screen on our children. I will talk about that. So excessive passing screen exposure reduces attention span. It weakens executive function. So when you are complaining that your child executive function is not doing well, excuse me, your child can make better choices, watch it. Maybe your child is being exposed to screen excessively. It alters dopamine regulation. Dopamine is stress hormone. Yes, stress hormone. Stress hormone. Passing screen time, like scrolling or unnecessarily on YouTube, on TikTok, and all of that, is a no for children. Yes, even as adults, excess of it is harmful to us, not to talk of children. Then active engagement for educational interaction, it is acceptable. Like I do say that our children, they have classes. If it's for educational purpose, it is okay. But even at that, it should be limited. You should put limits on screen exposure. So you can replace excessive screen, with puzzle solving, puzzle, building activities, hands-on exploration, outdoor play. It is important. Screen is passive. When your child is seated, your child is not actually engaging the brain. They're not engaging the brain. One of the things that pisses me off in screen, when our children are on screen, you will hear this unusual quietness in the house. The three of them are on screen, but they are in different worlds. I don't like it. It's not healthy. It is not healthy. All right? Hold on. All right? Excuse me. Okay, sorry about that. I think my lightning is better now. Okay, sorry. So, expose your children to hands-on experiences. Hands-on experiences. This is very, very, very important. Then, number 4, problem-solving activities. We are talking about ways to build your child's IQ. Problem-solving activities. Problem-solving activities improves the prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex is the section of the brain that is responsible for emotional control, for impulse control, for learning, for decision making. So it strengthens logical reasoning. When you expose your children to problem-solving activities, like the puzzle that I've mentioned, puzzle, building blocks, bricks. Do you know this sand play that we played when we were younger? How many of us play that kind of play that you will use sand to build house for bed. We call it Ilieye. Do you know what that did to our brain? Did you know? Have you ever thought? Did you know that it actually benefited our brain? It helped our IQ. That's the fact. We may not be able to measure how far, but research has proven that it is a problem-solving activities. For instance, when you are building house with sand and you put your leg, I did that thing so many times. You put your legs and you are putting sand, you are molding, and suddenly your house collapse. That's a problem. You have encountered a problem. You try to solve it. You start thinking, do I need more sand? Do I need more water? That's problem solving activity. And this is what children would take into real life experiences. What happens in play, during play? Again, let me announce to us that our play therapy course will soon be launched. Please don't miss this course. You are going to learn how to use play. How to use play to teach your children, to increase your child's IQ. Yes, because play is children's language. Let me stop there. So what are the activities, problem solving activities? Lego engineering challenges. Get your children Legos, building Legos, animals, board games, strategies game, beginner coding apps, and all of that. Invest in books, invest in toys, educative toys. They build problem solving skills in your children. They are problem solving activities that will help your child's uh, IQ. All right. So number 5, talk with your child daily. That's why it baffles me when parents complain, oh, my child talks too much. Oh, why is this child talking too much? Your child is asking questions and you are shutting that child. I keep quiet, you ask too much question. It is an opportunity for you to build your child's IQ, to increase your child's IQ. I know that sometimes it can be tiring. I understand. Sometimes you may not even feel like talking. And you know, children, if you have a thinking child, I call them systematic fraud. You have a systematic fraud. They will ask you questions, jam questions. Sometimes I say these children will just be asking me questions as if they are asking AI. Yes, they are. Yes, games like card, yes, words, Ludo, Ayolokmo, chess. We have all of this. We have all of them. Thank you. And I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to teach this in our play therapy course. Most times we complain, my child is playing too much. My child is playing too much. We don't even understand that play is a destiny recovery discovery tool. Yes, play is a destiny discovery tool. Please don't miss this course. I know what I'm preparing. Nobody will recover from that course. All this game, Ludo, words, Ayolokmo, chess, Scrabble, and all of that, they are games that will prompt your child to think. At age, our daughter is 8 going on now. I think at age 6 or 7, our daughter will sit with her dad with Ayolokmo and he will beat him. Yes, we introduce them to all those games. Thank you so much for this contribution. They are very good games. They are problem solving, activities that we should all expose our children to. So I was talking about talking with your children. Children exposed to rich conversation hear million words more by age 5. Talk with your children. Talk instead of letting